January 2015, number 7. So the first part of this question asks us to complete the table below from the histogram given, and the part 2 asks us to complete the headed cumulative frequency column. So we have to fill that in. So if we notice, what we're missing here is what is the number of parcels for 16 to 20. So we know that this is the bar that represents 16 to 20 that would start at the boundary 15.5 and end at 20.5, and when we look across we'll see that the frequency here is 15, so we would put 15 here. The next one is 26 to 30, so we know that that's that bar, and when we look for the frequency we would see that these two blocks represent 5, so it means that every 2 represents 1. So this would be 1, 2, 3. So therefore, 3 parcels were 26 to 30. And to get cumulative frequency, we take this, we add 10 to get 14. We add 17 to get 31. We add 15 to get 46. We add 11 now and we will get 57, and then we'd add the 3 to get 30. So the answer would be 15, 3, and 57. So on the x-axis, they want us to represent 2 centimeters for 5 kilograms. So we know we're going to put kilograms on the x-axis. So every 2 centimeters will be 5 kilograms. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And they have two, so that's the x-axis. They have told us on the y-axis they want 2 centimeters represent 10 parcels. So we know that on the y-axis boundary against cumulative frequency, that will be the points that we will be plotting. So the upper boundaries will be 5.5, 10.5, 15.5, 20.5, 25.5, and 30.5. So the first point we'll put is 5.54. So we know that 5.5, since between here and here is 2 centimeters, it means that every little block is half a centimeter. So this will be 5.54 here. 10.5, 14. So we look for 10.5 and 14 on the y-axis. So that's there. Then the next one will be 15.5, 31. So 15.5 and we go to 31. 20.5. On the x-axis, they want us to represent 2 centimeters for 5 kilograms. So we know we're going to put kilograms on the x-axis. So every 2 centimeters will be 5 kilograms. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And they have two, so that's the x-axis. They have told us on the y-axis they want 2 centimeters represent 10 parcels. So we know that on the y-axis this would be number of parcels, right, or cumulative frequency. Now, so on the y-axis, every 2 centimeters would represent 10 parcels. That means that every little block represents 1. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We can write any scale one time. So on our x-axis, we know it is 2 centimeters to 5 kilograms. On our y-axis, we know it is 2 centimeters to 10 parcels. Okay, so we know that we're going to put kilograms on the x-axis, and we're going to use 2 centimeters to represent 5 kilograms. So we write kilograms on the x-axis, and every 2 centimeters we put 5 kilograms. So we have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. On the y-axis, we're going to put the cumulative frequency, and they want us to use 2 centimeters for every 10 parcels. So every 2 centimeters we will put 10 parcels. So every 2 centimeters we put 10 parcels. Then that means that every one little block here is 1, and it means that on the x-axis every 2 blocks is 1, so every 1 block is a half. Now to plot the cumulative frequency curve, what we have to do, we're going to look at the upper boundaries versus the cumulative frequency. So each point will be the upper boundary and the cumulative frequency. So the upper boundaries are 5.5, 10.5, 15.5, 20.5, 25.5 and 30.5. So we look for 5.5, 4. So 5.5 is 1 block after 5, 4. And then we look for 10.5, 14. So that will be there. Then we look for 15.5, 31. So 15.5, 31. Then we look for 20.5, 46. So 20.5, 46. Then we look for 25.5, 57. 25.5, 57. And then we look for 30.5, 60. So 30.5, 60. Right? And of course we start at 0, 0, and we draw a smooth curve to get our cumulative frequency curve. Of course, to get full marks, we are also going to put in our scale. We know that on the x-axis we had 2 centimeters to 5 kilograms, and on the y-axis we had 2 centimeters to 10 parcels. And we put in a title which would be the mass of cumulative frequency curve showing the mass of parcels. Alright, we then want to use this graph to estimate our median. Of course, your graph will be more accurately drawn. To estimate the median, we know that we have 60 in total. So half of 60, median is half. Half of 60 will be 30. So from 30, the cumulative frequency of 30, we would see where it drops down, and on this diagram it drops down at 15, so the median is 15. You must draw the lines on your graph to show how you got it. Okay, so the answer will be 15.